Hello and welcome, I'm Quar, and today I'll be showing you guys how to make a fidget spinner in Godot Engine. First of all, we have a new scene here with one node and one image. Nothing else is added here. The UI state is changed. I've just changed place of the right windows to the left side, because that's how I made stuff. It's not necessary. And I think we can start making the fidget. Okay, so we add a new child node to the main node. That will be area 2D. We will name that spinner for the sake of simplicity. We add sprite. That will be our spinner. Okay, we change the offset a bit because it's not centered. If your image is not cropped properly, like mine, you will need to change the offset. Okay, so collision shape 2D. That will be a circle. And we change the size a bit so it just fits the spinner. And yes, that's all we need for the scene editor. We attach a script to spinner, create a new script spinner, and we start writing the code. So what we will need is we will instance the sprite, the children of our spinner, the child, sorry. We will also make some main variables like torque, damping, torque, of course. If the spinner is held, that will be, of course, set to false. If the spinner spins clockwise, I will set that just to false because that doesn't really matter, but yeah, to make it a boolean. And also temporary add rotation. Okay, so let me explain. Torque damp is used to slow down spinner. Torque is used to apply force to spinner. Held is, I think that's self-explanatory anyway. Clockwise 2, and temp add root is offset, angle offset when holding the spinner. Yeah. So we add the function ready, set fixed process true, and set process input. Oops. Input to true. So we will capture now if the mouse is clicking. So what we do now is we go to the project settings, we add input map, maybe left mouse button, and of course add button, left button, and we add signal to the collision object. I mean to the area 2D spinner node. And that will be capturing mouse click on spinner. So here we check if event is action click. Held will be event is action pressed click. We could set true here, but I think that's just to be sure. We just use that function. We will just use. Okay, so we set torque to 0 because we don't want the spinner to spin while we are holding it. And temp add rot will be. Okay, so it might get trickier now. Okay, so sprite get rotation minus sprite get position dot angle 2 point get local mouse position. Okay, so that will be offset between angle of our mouse and an angle of the sprite. Okay, so we capturing mouse release now. So we will make use of the process input signal. Input event if event type equals input event mouse button and not event pressed. So if the event is not pressed, and is held, then we set held to false. We spin it a bit. I think we'll get there later. I'll just change that. So, just not to forget. And we go forward. So, we want a function that will make a spinner look towards the mouse, right? So, right look at mouse function point var rotation sprite get rotation sprite set rotation. Okay, it might get a bit tricky again, not too much. Sprite get position angle to point get local mouse pos, and we also add the temp add rot that we've made previously. Okay, so we need to check if the mouse is, the spinner is rotating clockwise or counterclockwise. So if rotation is bigger than sprite get rotation, then it's clockwise, else it's not clockwise. So they made a mistake here. Oh, okay, so that was unnecessary. Okay, so we go forwards, right? We will add the spin function. It won't be something complicated. Just torque add amount. We just make that a function because it will be easier to understand the code later. So we want to calculate the mouse speed, right? So now we need to calculate the mouse speed for the torque be added. So mouse speed calculation variables var mouse speed equal to 0, var mouse last position equal to vector 2, and var mouse timer equal to 0. Now we will make use of the function fixed process mouse timer add delta time. If mouse timer is higher than 0.2, then actually the 0.2 here, you can change that value, but I found that it is the optimal value for that calculation. But feel free to experiment with the script. So we make now mouse speed. It might get tricky again. So that's just average of the last mouse speed and new position of the mouse, new mouse speed. So mouse speed add to mouse last position, and that distance to get global mouse position. Yep. And divided by 2. So next we set mouse last position to get global mouse pass, and mouse timer to 0. Okay, so we got that figured out. Now what we do, we want to, here we can set the value to mouse speed divided by 5 around this value. You can change that, of course. If you want it to spin faster, you just, I don't know, you just remove that or just make divided by 2. I'll just set it divided by 5. Now we want the root functions of this tutorial. So rotating and holding. So if the spinner is held, we want to point that in position of the mouse. If it's not held, we check if the torque is higher than this value. If it's clockwise, oh wait, the variable new rotation equals sprite get rot. If it's clockwise, then we want new rot to be minus torque multiplied by delta. Else we want new rot to be torque multiplied by delta added. Okay, so torque, we will just apply damp to that torque. So that's multiplied by torque damp, and sprite set rotation to new rotation. So, and else of that, if it's higher than 0.05, torque equals to 0. Okay, so that was our script. I hope you got everything right, and I hope it will work Okay, I'm back after a moment of backtracking because I've made some mistakes, mostly spelling mistakes, but yeah, like this one that was stupid at the end. I didn't really watch the code. Okay, so else, and I've also written health instead of held, and also there is supposed to be get global mouse position instead of just pause. Okay, so and there is the input map shows left mouse button, and I've written here click. I'm not sure why I've written that, but okay. We will just change that to left mouse button, and that should work. Yay! We have our wrongly positioned spinner. Spin, yeah. Well, that's really fun to do. We'll just make 2 spinners because why not? We'll see. Yeah, it works. Cool. So, subscribe, like this video, I don't know, drop it at some forum or whatever. I'll be glad to see it there. And thanks for watching. See ya.